The Simpsons. Either you hate it or you love it. The Simpsons is one of the greatest long running shows in the world, pretty much. Like, going on for decades and having nearly about 36 seasons, being renewed to 36 seasons. And yeah, The Simpsons is definitely one of the greatest long running shows that are when it comes to cartoons, especially when it comes to being up there with SpongeBob of the long running cartoons. And again, there are just so many great episodes when it comes to The Simpsons that I love. Very memorable characters, very memorable moments, and very great episodes that I just find, especially when it comes to predicting the future, right? Like predicting the future of like the makers or time travelers of actually getting these different events right, like Donald Trump, the COVID-19 pandemic, and much more. And again, it is definitely beloved by so many people, and how can you not love it? It's definitely one of the greatest that I can just say. And I love The Simpsons. I enjoy The Simpsons, and I do put the first 8 to first 10 seasons in the classic, in the early good, or the classic era of The Simpsons. And I guess people could point out the first one to the movie to be the classic era of The Simpsons. But no matter how the debate is of which you put, The Simpsons is still great to this day. And there is actually, in this video, I'm going to be talking about a banned episode that was banned from streaming services. Yeah, I'm going to be talking about an episode from season 3 that was banned, was pulled, and it was actually the first episode of season 3, and it was actually the actual first episode of the third season that we're going to be discussing. And again, that was pulled from all streaming services. And that episode has Michael Jackson. Yeah, it is the Michael Jackson episode, which is actually quite something I can just. Yeah. Because if you did not know, Michael Jackson actually was a huge fan of The Simpsons. Yeah, Michael Jackson actually was a huge fan of The Simpsons. And he actually called the creator of The Simpsons. And he actually wanted to have a part in The Simpsons, which he did. But of course, his character, or well, here's the thing also. Here's the thing also. In the credits, he did not put Michael Jordan, or Michael Jackson, sorry. They did not put Michael Jackson's actual name, they just put his character. But yeah, of course he plays this guy, but Michael Jackson is the guy, of course, and he calls himself Michael Jackson in the episode as well, which is in a mental hospital that Homer is in too, because of some misunderstanding. And again, this episode was banned because of really due because it was banned just because of these bad things that Michael Jackson did back in the day. Different different list of complaints that Michael Jackson did that caused the creators of The Simpsons and caused the episode to be banned entirely. Now when it comes to cartoons, we know that there are reasons of episodes that get banned, either because if it's dark subjects or events that happen in real life, right? That's understandable. But I kind of do hate that this episode was banned because I never got to see this episode and I never heard of it until recently because yeah, because it was the first episode of season 3, but again, since it was banned, the listings are kind of wrong. And again, you can make an argument about like if it was, you know, about the whole what was it about with what Michael Jackson did. But yeah, and apparently the reason why he didn't have his name listed in the show because he wanted to put a prank on his brothers, at least of what I've heard, which yeah, and probably some other reasons too why he didn't want his actual name listed in the credits. But yeah, this is very quite interesting that, and of course y'all can see about this too how the season 3 episode will be pulled, and again it was first removed in 2019. Yeah, this episode was first removed from 2019, and it's not on Disney Plus, not on Fox, not on any streaming services. Probably, and every Simpson ever, and from all future DVD releases, box sets. Apparently, all of it, probably to this day, may not have the episode. Certainly there's some, like, if y'all, of course, got the season 3 DVD before the episode was banned, obviously you would have gotten it. But yeah, I guess to this day you just can't get this episode unless if you watch it on the internet. Which, of course, the internet always has a way when it comes to watching banned, removed subjects. Right? The internet always finds a way. And yeah, it's just very interesting to see this episode that was banned due to because of the events of what Michael Jackson did back in the day. That was apparently bad. Bad things that he did that caused the episode to just be banned entirely. And here's the thing. Here's the kind of the sad part. We know what kind of a world we live in, but really also again, The Simpsons is known for having lots of celebrities. Like, Lady Gaga, for example. Remember that Lady Gaga episode? Donald Trump. And again, you could just go on and on. It has lots of celebrities and cameos. And again, like I mentioned at the beginning, very good at predicting the future. That happened in real life, right? Predicting years back and actually coming true to this day. But, Michael Jackson was a huge fan of The Simpsons, and this was like a dream come true for him, which apparently, before I mention it, but yeah, he was a huge fan of The Simpsons, and he actually got his wish of actually being in the show in general, right? In the show in general. And just to see it being pulled. And apparently, now here's the thing I do want to mention. Apparently, from hearing, or what I've heard, they did actually air the episode again when Michael Jackson did die. When Michael Jackson died, they did air the episode as a tribute in memory of Michael Jackson. Which, yeah, it's pretty interesting that they did actually air the episode again, but just to not air it again after Michael Jackson's death. But yeah, after with all the different events that the Simpsons predicted, and with the different things that they got away with, like I guess you could go with any cartoons as well. This is the one that had to be removed. Right, this was the one that had to be removed. And it's probably not great. Or, well, it's not great, right? It's not great that it had to be removed. Because, again, it's The Simpsons we're talking about, right? It's The Simpsons we're talking about. I mean, yeah, they get away with a lot of stuff. We see The Simpsons get away scot free with a lot of stuff that they do. They get away scot free from a lot of stuff that they do. That even the creators, of course, get away scot free. And again, that isn't just not implying just to The Simpsons, but look at SpongeBob, for example. Having episodes like One Course Meal, having those, having all those episodes that are really not viewed for children, that are still airing. And look at something like that, or Midlife Crustacean, that was not even offensive, and just got pulled from streaming services just because of a whole joke of a panty raid that kids would never get. Like, I can just the world that we live in makes me so confused. Right? It just makes me so confused, the society that we live in. And maybe that's just a lesson to be learned here. Right? And again, the whole Apo thing, whole criticisms and the whole talks about how the whole talk with Apo and why they removed him as well. Like, I find that ridiculous too. But, like I said, there's just lots and lots I can go on and on about. But I would like to know what y'all think about about this season 3 episode that was banned just because of what Michael Jackson did back in the day. And how they actually did air it again after he did die, just as a tribute. But yeah, again, I'd never seen this. I never really got to see the episode. I mean, I'm now just hearing about it. Of course, this episode that was banned, and how Michael Jackson did manage to get in the episode just to have it banned after knowing what he did. Or not because he was in the show, but all the bad stuff he did in his life. But yeah, again, I mean, anything is possible in the now that we're in the world that we're living in. Anything's possible. Anything that can be removed because of criticisms. Right. Literally. But yeah, like I said, Have y'all ever heard of this episode? Most likely y'all have, but there may be some people that never heard of this episode and never got to see it because when it first got banned. And again, there's probably some ways that we can watch the episode. Right, there's probably some way that we can watch the episode. Again, the internet always has a way. The internet always has a way for us to watch different things or do different things like this. Trust me. Trust me. The internet always has a way. But yeah, let me know what y'all think. Catch you next one.